sponsored by Black Magic Design, the world's highest quality products for the feature film, post and broadcast industries. blackmagicdesign.com. And by JMR Rentals, professional, digital, cinema and broadcast equipment rentals in Brooklyn, New York. jmrny.com.
I am joined by Jorge Ballos, the founder of the Soho International Film Festival, and Sibyl Santiago, the executive director. Welcome back, guys, to the 14th annual. How does it feel to be here this year after finally being back in the full swing of things?
Well, it's actually amazing, with a lot of submission this year. And of course, with the help of my executive director, Sibyl Santiago, she's actually really worked hard for this year's festival, Yes, yeah.
And what has it been like for you to be back at the Angelica again as well?
Well, Village East by Angelica. That's clear because people get lost in New York City when you see Angelica. But it's great. I mean, we were back last year after the pandemic. And, it was sort of at first kind of like trying to refamiliarize yourself socially more than anything. But because of the help of the amazing filmmakers that we have that come to this festival, I think they've made it easy for us to kind of just get back into the game. And of course this year, like George was mentioning, that we had more submissions and really great stories this year, really great filmmaking. I feel like everybody somehow had this time to just really dive into themselves and find those stories because it's been really exciting and I'm just happy. I'm just happy.
Absolutely. And next year, we are coming up on the 15th anniversary. That is a huge deal. If there's anything you can tell us, what do you have in store? What are you excited about just for the general future of the festival?
Well, we're excited because we now have our 501c3, which means we have a nonprofit side arm for the festival now that we are really looking to expand because besides just the film festival itself, we want to have like mentorship programs, we want to have classes, we want to
writing program, so not only like a workshop, so yeah, we're actually going to expand the Soho, I'm hoping like next year.
We're basically, what we want to do is create, because as you can see, the festival's been, thank God, good to us and good to the filmmakers. We want to be able to get to a point where we can bring the next generation and sort of like usher in the new group of filmmakers and storytellers and representing us up there on screen. So fingers crossed. If we can get our grants, we have been applying finally, and we're waiting and hoping if things go through, putting it out in the universe, then we can really expand and do cool things for the filmmakers and the writers out there.
Amazing. And this year in some ways is a little bit different than other years because we are currently in the midst of a WGA and SAG strike. Obviously, we're working right now under some interim agreements with full transparency and permission from those unions. Was there any risk where you thought, oh man, maybe this won't happen? And how has the strike kind of changed the way you've been navigating this year?
We were slightly nervous, but not overly nervous because we also know that we run an independent film festival. And I feel personally, I'm a SAG member myself. I walk the picket line, so does George, who walks the picket line. We support our WGA brothers and sisters as well. And we feel that if there's a time to support independent storytellers and filmmakers, it's now, because these productions, ironically, through the strikes, are the ones that are willing to sign these agreements, no problem, considering as a producer, speaking as a producer strictly, that's really hard for an independent filmmaker to assess that cost value for a film that has no money at all behind it. But we are willing to do it anyway because we want to do right by the industry. We want to do right by our actors, by our writers, by everyone, really. I mean, even the producers are suffering, independent producers, I should say, are suffering through this. And so I feel like this is why we need to support these independent productions more than ever, because we need to pop out content so that the studios know that they're not the only ones that can make stuff. Because good stories in this festival alone, you'll see a lot of really great films that really, on a normal timeline, they probably have difficulties trying to get any of these studios to even look at their projects, and sometimes they don't go anywhere when they should have been on top of these, programs. So maybe this will open their eyes, and that's why I feel like as a community of actors, directors, writers, and such, that we should support it even more so now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And George, you obviously have founded such a community as well with this festival. I've been able to see over the past couple of days just the sheer excitement of everybody, all of the creators involved, but also just fans of the festival. And there's such a buzz of community. What is that like for you to get to see that as part of your creation?
Well, I was very happy and imagine like it's 15 years for next year. So I actually founded this back in 2009 on Soho Loft. It's like it's one-stop shop. The screening, the red carpet, the parties every night. So and back then it's like 3 days for the festival. And then the following years we expanded for like 7 days or 5 days. So of course with the help of my friend and my business partner and my executive director Sibyl Santiago. So she's actually always on top of this. So that's why I just let her do whatever she wants. So I trust her. So
Well, I'll say that's what's important is the trust. That's why we work well together, and also,
we argue, but
it's like we're like a couple. It's really kind of sad, but it's always because we both want what's good for the festival. We really do, and plus we have an amazing team, and that it needs to be mentioned that this festival is really supported by a lot of volunteers. We're practically also volunteers. So but it goes to show you the community that is built around it. So just us alone building it, I think that's why it spills over to the filmmakers that come and join us, and our alums are growing every year, and they come back, they meet people that they meet at the festival, and they come back with films that they've, done together because they met here. We're obviously expanding our world, I think, in a very positive way, and hopefully we can continue doing that.
Amazing. Well, finally, please just tell me how we can, get connected online to the festival, to the nonprofit, and know more about what's coming up and follow along.
Just go to sohofilmfest.com. Follow us on all socials at Soho Film Fest. And hashtags for this year, hashtag Soho14, every year, hashtag SIFNYC. We have a very wonderful group of social media people that's really helping the festival kind of spread the word. So help us get the word out.